everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, October 15, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Whatever the conscious mind thinks and believes, the subconscious identically creates. So your subconscious, our subconscious mind, is really a data center. It only records everything you think and do. I mean everything, 24/7. And it collects it. And then it plays it back randomly, whenever, period. So we get a lot of that. That's part of the mind chatter. Now, there is a way of living your life that is so conscious, so purely intentional and alive, that you are guaranteed to manifest the life you desire. It happens when you understand and practice the basic manifesting principles of this universe. The first is that your thoughts most definitely create your reality in every moment, and that you are pure consciousness behind thought, behind each thought you may choose or not choose to entertain. Now, this revolutionary empowered consciousness is already here now. When you stop all efforting, scheming, trying to find it or create it, you instantly see the simple fact that it is here right now. If you want to become richer, more lovable, successful, or even more conscious, that is all fine and dandy. Just know that these are ideas and not the potent, powerful essence of who you are. Consciousness instantly reveals itself when you realize that you are not this mind or its desires. The pure state of consciousness is unfolding your version of reality for you to enjoy as you decide to perceive it in each moment around you. It loves you that much. You surrender to it. Investigate this pure consciousness that is here now, and how there is nothing you can do to change it. Now, the reason, and I get this quite a bit, people asking, well, then why is life so challenging? The reason is because of one main obstacle. You get over-identified with the mind and certain thoughts that it becomes attached to or avoids. The mind could get hooked like Velcro to certain roles, ideas, feelings, memories, and experiences that make you feel trapped. It's like a spider caught in its own web. The more it struggles, the more wrapped up and stuck it gets. The only way out of this mind trap is to surrender to the source of who you are. One of the greatest secrets to untangling yourself and spinning a new web around you is in exploring the truth of what and who you really are. If you just practice using the mind to free the mind from all the thoughts it's been wrapped up in and attached to, you just get more mental activity. Instead of playing the game of the mind, Start dismantling it. Let the mind weave the web it wants to weave, yet choose to focus on the light and consciousness within. It's almost like what we're doing is that the mind's over here, okay, doing its thing, and then you're over here doing your thing. You're pursuing, you're actually going deep within to discover that you're pure consciousness. And you're not the mind. And the mind's doing its thing. It's not, creating, conjuring, whatever it wants. But you are not in the mind. You have left the mind alone. You are pure consciousness. It's almost like it's almost like you're disconnected, okay, from the mind, even though you're not the mind, but you feel that you're the mind. Gets a little confusing. And that you're pure consciousness, behind the mind, behind the ego mind, behind all of it. And our trek here is to discover that or rediscover it again, so that we know who and what we are. The majority of people on this planet, I'd say just the vast majority, do not know who and what they are. But why is this so important? Because we'll never find peace. If we continue millennium after millennium to live and be this name, whatever the name is during that lifetime, you know what I mean? You become connected to it. And you don't know that you're connected to it. It's really strange. So you go along life, and the ego mind creates, conjures, comes up with stuff. And this is why the majority of us feel so challenged. And this is when we start to realize that, you surrender, you let go. Every day you let go and surrender. Now, be curious about this consciousness. When you think that you know it, let that thought go. It's just a thought, and not actually pure consciousness itself. A lot of people believe that the thoughts are pure consciousness. They're not. They're empty vessels until we fill them. You drop all ideas about who you truly are, because the mind has all these ideas about who you are. And you liberate yourself completely by doing this. This consciousness is truly unknowable, cannot be pinned down as something that you understand once and are forever done with it. It is as infinite as this universe, and is here for you to explore throughout your entire lifetime. Now your job is to gently unfold it and discover this dynamic divine being that you already are. And the consciousness is the God source, and it is everywhere. The secret to discovering it is in being vulnerable, open, and receptive to this moment. You be honest with yourself about what your experience is, and then let that experience go. If resistance is there, become that wall and let it go. Explore every experience that arises until it is finished. your life will become more rich and juicy and full of aliveness. Consciousness is not cold, hard, or rigid by any means. It contains a sacred warmth that you'll only find in the heart of it. And this love is the love of your essence. It is already inside your heart right here and now. You just surrender to what is true and real. Now, a good practice is to take about 20 minutes every morning to become completely still, silent, and relax into this pure consciousness. This may be the hardest or easiest thing that you've ever explored. So if you first don't find it, just relax deeper. It is already always here now, and all it takes is total surrender to what is. So you enjoy the ride. One of the best analogies that we can use is to find the center of the cyclone of life. And then you'll discover deep, profound peace. That's what we're doing. We're going within, and we're coming across different pieces of us. And we're forgiving ourselves and letting go a lot of things and surrendering a lot of things. And as we do that, it's not, at first it might be tough for us to do that. And then we become more open to it. Less confronting. And when you look at your mind, the mind often acts like a storm of energy and information, spewing out all sorts of thoughts and ideas about this world. It can make the world around you seem chaotic, exciting, boring, or way too much to handle. Your mind is like an overused machine that never gets a break and is always very, very, very busy. All day long it's spinning around, its thoughts chattering 1,000 miles an hour about this and that. It's as if your mind is caught in its own cranks, wheels, gears, spinning in the same patterns for years that it once created. Now, if you're caught in the whirling mind, these turbulent thoughts can make your life appear as if it is off course. It can feel like you are being tossed in many different directions as your mind can throw out random harsh thoughts at you like, hurry up. Why did you say that? You don't have time for this. Get a real life. Why did you mess that up? Get back to work. What am I having for dinner? The mind can be rude, mean, and make you feel inadequate. It can take you down these roads of thinking that can make you think there is no happiness inside. This is happening in this very now moment on this planet with many people. Living in the mind is utterly, truly, and completely exhausting. It's a good thing that there are many ways to get off. And with each of these thoughts slamming into you, you may notice that you have the choice to react to them or just watch them sail by. By reacting to all of the crazy mind chatter, you will be thrown back into the tornado of life. Now, when you choose instead to sit back from your mind, become the observer or watcher, you will discover that you can create a comfortable distance from every thought that passes by. Finding this observer in you is where you become the master of the winds of your psyche. Set the intention right now to recognize the personal nature of your typical storm. You may notice what are the concerns, responsibilities, and fears created by your mind, and how they are truly an illusion. There's really nothing that has to be done. You are connected with existence, and that is enough. You don't have to do anything or be someone special to continue to exist. Your mind may believe that something important needs to get done, or else you will die. Yet this is the type of fear-based thinking that creates those 300 miles an hour winds and a hurricane lifestyle. The truth is that you are complete, whole, and truly perfect exactly as you are now in this very moment. You do not have to do a thing to be perfect. You were born divine. No matter what happens in the chaotic outer world, your divine inner nature will always remain untouched, undamaged, and complete. Do it. Believe in this for 24 hours and see what happens. You no longer have to suffer in this storm. You can find the oasis of calm that lies at the middle of each moment. The secret is to learn how to quiet the mind and reconnect with your divine nature. The easiest way to do this is to remain present to what is. This can be mastered through learning meditation. The more you meditate, the more you realize that you are not your mind and that you are infinite and untouched by any winds blowing around you. Practicing meditation means simply sitting in silence, watching the crazy mind chatter as it comes and goes. It is like sitting and watching the distant clouds move across a peaceful blue sky background. Your true eternal essence is the blue sky, and your thoughts are the clouds. The more you observe these thoughts without buying into them or getting caught up in them, the more you detach and find this vast, infinite stillness inside of you. Over time, you will be able to recognize the stillness of getting caught, or the silliness of getting caught in the mind, and become truly freed from its grasp. It will be a glorious day when you remain centered no matter what crazy storm is brewing around you. Now you can send, I guess you could call it subliminal, messages to your mind. You can say things like stop, right? You don't have to say it out loud, but you can say to the mind, stop. And then you take a deep breath into your body. And it's okay to take a deep breath right now. And before you exhale, whisper the message, stop, into your mind. Release the breath and then let your body become solid and completely still like a stone statue. Let the breathing slow way down to where you may even stop breathing for a few moments and explore this stillness. Show the mind that you are the boss here. And let the frozen-like energy cease all physical activity inside. When the body finds stillness, the mind will soon follow. Let everything come to a complete halt. Bring your attention inside on who or what is looking. While it may take only 30 seconds or more to find the calm, present, eternal observer, these moments are worth the price of finding peace in the center of your cyclone. And that's what happens to us. We get so carried up and caught up in the mind, material, physical world that it sweeps us away. In most cases, we stay with it. And we leave the body right all the way through. It's quite interesting. The only reason that is because we don't know. We just don't know. No one showed us, no one taught us. And, we just we do the best we can out there. This is why so many people are frustrated and come down on themselves. And, all the things, and for the most part, okay, obviously, don't put your hand on the hot stove or you'll burn it. Those things, those are, 101 education for all of us as we grow. But for the most part, we're told things that our parents were told, that their parents were told, that their parents were told, that their parents were told, on and on and on. There's a cycle, as I've mentioned before. We haven't come to full comprehension that we've got to change that cycle. And this is about each of us choosing to go within and stay within. See, because what we learn about the gods that we are, the pure consciousness within these bodies, is crucial to all the young ones that will be coming in later. What are we going to teach them? We're going to teach them the same thing that we were taught? No. Heck no. Right from the very beginning. Doesn't it make sense that when you know who and what you are, without a question, without a doubt, 100% trust, faith, and confidence, and you commune with the pure consciousness or the God that you are within that body all the time, and you have mastered the ego mind and your thoughts. So when you share this information with a child, that cycle that we've all been in is gone. It's gone. Because once the child realizes that child within it is the God, the pure consciousness of that's who and what you truly are. You're not the body. You're not your name. You're a supremely omnipotently powerful being that never dies. Isn't that wild? So you could say just one generation of children. We have a whole different planet. Now, those of us who have been around a while, many of us are set in our ways. We hear that a lot. But it's true. People get set in their ways. They're not going to change. They're changing, but not in that direction. They're just not going to change. They're just not. And they become more frustrated with that, more irritated, and more angry at themselves, so they leach out or strike out at others. And it's quite interesting, yet the majority of us are still in that cycle. We don't know how to get out of it. But some of us are starting to realize and pick up quite quickly that when you discover who and what you are really, truly, You're the master of your life. You are in peace, joy, bliss, prosperity, abundance, happiness, wonderful health. All this you already have. It's just committing and going within to discover it. Everything comes to you. Everything. Now, of course, you chase things. People chase things. Doesn't mean you're going to get them. So, it's a choice that we make. That's all it is. It's nobody else's choice. It's your choice. And you start to realize that you can master your mind by leaving it alone. And by moving yourself into gratitude is also phenomenal. These are all primers. They're all pieces of the puzzle that we begin to practice. If we knew who and what we are, when we finally discover really, truly, who and what we are in these bodies, things like loneliness, lonely, will melt away. That's an ego mind illusion too, by the way. Because we are literally connected to what? Pure consciousness. And all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We're plugged into it because we're part of it. All the knowledge, all the experiences, everything, on an ongoing basis, throughout this universe and all connecting universes. Now that's some powerful stuff. Yet, we stand here on this planet and we don't really know any of that. This is why we're in this cycle. See, once you discover who and what you are, you have broken free from the matrix. You have. You're no longer in it. You're no longer participating in it. You watch, you observe. You stick your toes in the water once in a while, and that's about it. You are hungry because you want to find out more. And as you go along, you realize that everything that was created... Now, doesn't that make sense? We've created everything. Period. Okay? Whether we know it or not. So we create all this. We create all this. And doesn't it make sense that we created it all? Shouldn't it be that it comes to us? But the discovery of that is to determine what it is. You can have things come to you, but they could stare you right in the face and just move on by. Or you could have things come to you and you just full body hug it, bring it right in. Quite interesting, to say the least. But you see how we've been taught? We've been taught the opposite of everything, just about. No, you're not powerful. You're not immortal. You're not this. You're not that, because everybody views what? The material physical as being who you are. So it's like you get in your car and you go drive somewhere, and someone says, "You're that car." You go, "No, I'm not. I maneuver the car, but I'm not the car." A lot of us believe we're the car. Okay. But when you go in and you begin to discover the fact that, hey, wait a minute, I am not the car. I am the God within the car. You were to make a decision, right? Commit them. And you said, you know what I'm going to do? To yourself, right? I'm going to embrace gratitude as a way of living my daily life every day. Like opening the door to a brilliant new world where the sun is always shining. It's warm inside your heart wherever you are. You naturally feel the divine love and abundance that is inside you and all around you. A heart that is brimming with gratitude does not allow the mind to be cluttered with ideas, opinions, and attachment to desires. It knows itself as the source of love itself. When you have trouble staying in touch with your heart's natural, grateful connection, you may have let your mind or an inner judge attempt to squash this flame of love. Now, the fire is not dead by all means. Just needs a little stirring. The heart that is forever thankful and always breaks free from the ego's contracted thought patterns, its natural warmth is always able to receive and give love freely. There's not, it doesn't take a rocket scientist for us to figure out to stay in these certain beliefs, right? To stay in deep eternal love of oneself, of the God that you are. To stay in deep eternal gratitude of oneself and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. To get to the point where all your shields melt down, they disappear around your heart, and you become free. You feel it. It's a deep freeing. You no longer are controlled by the ego mind at all. And now you become the master and commander of all of it. This is how it's been designed for us, by us. This is the way it's been for trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of years. But this one, we got so lost that we couldn't see our hand in front of our face. And it's like now we're on the rediscovering of the gods that we are. You see? Because the people don't know they're gods. All this dogma, this information and programming for thousands of years has made us believe the opposite is true. You can see how challenging it gets for people because of their inherent programming. It's really tough to move out of that, to surrender it, let it go, because it's very deep-seated. And we have the opportunity to do that, to let it go, once and for all. Lovingly, of course, not agitated, but lovingly. And once we do that, rest is history. So in the quiet time of this meditation, focus on that you are gratitude, that you are prosperity. Not something separate from you, but you are these. You are abundance. You are wealth. You are happiness. You are great health. These are all things that you really, truly are. And this is part of our discovery of who and what we are within these bodies. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Focus on your breath, rising and falling, relaxing into the body. The truth is that your soul always was and will always be forever intimately and infinitely connected to the most loving, all-powerful, super-intelligent, divine source of love and endless creativity. Any thought that makes you feel less than this or separate from this universe is simply a lie. It is misinformation and an over-identification of ridiculous array of thoughts flying through the mind. Real, true satisfaction in this life is easy. It's found through realizing this simple truth, that you are always connected to the divine. This infinite universe is all around you now, and the great cosmic healing energy found inside of it is always available for you to access right now. It's also very easy. The experience of connection is effortlessly found by relaxing deeply and resting within. Get ready to totally call off the search for a bigger and better, more amazing connection. It's already here now. Your soul has already arrived. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following mornings. And we will return here Wednesday, October 16, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and a little after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.